Bonsoir to Le Monde, and welcome to another exciting edition of the most anticipated late night show on television, The Black Table, where conversations are bold as the bourbon we love to sip and the company we love to keep. My name is Olamide, and I will be your host for tonight. As always, there won't be any difference as we are diving into the forbidden fruit of relationships and the tantalizing offer of a three-way. Now, would you dare to double down on it or keep it one-on-one? Let's stir up the pot and see what bubbles up to the surface. Hopefully the guys will be upfront and honest about this, but I can't speak for them. I'll let them do that themselves. Our main topic this evening is one that is definitely going to cause a bit of a conversation, but we're daring enough to go there. Of course, I won't be doing this alone this evening. And as always, every evening, I have the finest gentlemen you can find from anywhere around the world. Of course, we have Rich Uncle here.
Today I'm going to deck up. I'm in deck up. If you know what I mean. Diplomatic.
Remember, I said honest. Honest. So
I will deck up regardless.
Okay. Unfortunately, we have deck.
Why do you want him to be honest? This is not.
Everyone has to be honest.
A gathering.
Are you saying deck is never honest though? Is that what you're
And
saying?
we don't have to deck up because we've got deck in the house.
No, like I don't understand. Like we said honest right now. This is not the honest. Do you understand? She get my
And there's no alcohol in that.
you know, since we're starting on that note, let's be going on that note.
Today's episode.
I'm ready for that today.
Professor, whose idea was this topic?
It was a whisper from the Holy Spirit. Yes.
God, I beg.
Of course, we've got our man gang
The
by
barman.
the bar, filled with wisdom.
The barman,
And, you know.
shots on me.
Are you excited about tonight?
I'm excited, man. I need extra, some things.
Oh, God.
I need some extra guys. I'm asking for permission now.
Permission to speak freely.
Okay.
To say the truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. Remember, you can be a part of the show by following us across all our social media handles at TVC Entertainment _ and we have a brand new handle for the Black Table. It is at the _black _table _ TVC.
Now we're
Whose
talking.
idea?
Yes. That's all our ideas.
Well, I have a new
course.
idea, guy.
I'm going to do a
because-
quick introduction all over again so that everyone gets it. We have Rich Uncle, Okolofemi in the house. We've got Deck, I don't want to call you diplomatic one again. The premium
politician.
MC,
Just call me
the
the premium
politician.
I'm not
The guy
a
that is dashing
politician.
out money
I'm
this
not
evening.
a politician.
And of
no.
course, we've got Gang, And it promises to be an exciting edition tonight. Hopefully, we won't get into trouble. But very importantly, we'll try to be as honest as possible. Look at all the dynamics. Look at all the things that could be positive or negative about it.
Takes deep breath.
Yes. So I will take a quick drink so that,
You can calm down.
I can speak freely.
Ginger yourself.
Now I'm well gingered. Let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll start with our first quick fire. Like I said, the topic is something a bit spicy. See you in a bit.
You always take the bill on the first date, second date, and third date. Bro code.
Now, the topic for tonight is if your partner offers you a three-way, would you accept? Why and why not? Very interesting. Let me just put it out there so you guys can think about it and be very careful with what your response is. But that wouldn't be our quick fire. Our first quick fire is something that we kind of like talked about earlier today. I was in a conversation with a bunch of people, and everyone kept going back and forth about something that is still a big mystery to men. And I would like to call it fake it till you make it. It has to do with female orgasm. So a friend earlier today talked about his experience with a certain female individual. And, at a particular point in time, he wasn't sure what was going on. And that gave birth to the question: do men really know when a woman is having a good time, if she's having an orgasm? We know based on data that a lot of women tend to fake, their orgasm so that they can just get out of whatever situation. So yes, have you ever had that kind of complications whereby you're not sure if this woman got what you went there for? And I'm looking at your deck, so.
All right, I'll just quickly dive into it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's very important to note that you can hardly tell when a woman is really enjoying it or not. Yeah. Some people would argue that you can, because she's probably doing some certain things to make you feel like she is.
Okay.
But what you must also understand is that women are the greatest. I wouldn't want to say that word, but I would like to say. No, hold on. I like to say. Hold on. I like to say that women are the greatest.
I want to see you frame that.
Masks.
That's not the word you're looking for.
Wait, what's
I want to see you frame that. Go ahead.
They are the greatest, not the pretenders. I didn't say pretenders.
That's my boy.
I'm saying that they're usually women are usually very, very they're able to mask their emotions a lot.
One play.
All right. No. Wait now. Wait. Let me finish now. You must be sensitive. Women. I respect women a lot, and because they rule the world, and that's what you must understand. So the truth is, they can tend to mask their emotions and their feelings and what have you. There are also instances where you're with a girl, all right, and the girl is actually enjoying it, but she's actually trying to make you feel like she's not. So it swings both ways. All right. Okay, so let me give you a personal experience.
That's good.
Yes, this is where so let's talk about that.
Focus.
That's good.
So you see the thing. So the thing is this, right? What you must also understand is this, and I learned this many years ago before I got married.
Right. It's always before you got married.
Yes. No. I'll be
When you're
truthful to
still
you.
in the streets.
Like Tunde would say when I was in the world.
Okay. Yeah.
But the thing is, I usually can't tell if a woman is enjoying it, right? But what I can do is this. Yeah. When I meet a lady, I tell her, teach me how to navigate your body. Teach me how to access
it. The notepads and stuff.
Now listen to this. Now listen to this.
Teach me how to navigate
your body.
Sorry, say that.
Again. Teach me how to navigate.
How to.
Or in other words,
let me record that.
In other words, teach me how to access you. Right? Now, let me tell you, I'm telling you fast. You guys should take notes. I'm telling you. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
How to what? Teach me how to breathe. No.
How to access you.
How to access you.
Why are you writing down this?
You know what? If diplomacy was a person, it would be this guy.
Now, let me tell you something, right? You guys need to understand something, right?
Yeah.
When you tell a lady, I want to access you, right? Teach me how to do that. That way, if I do what you have asked me to do to you, you can't pretend not to enjoy it because you told me to do that to you.
My man.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I can't categorically come out and say to you that
access.
I believe that a guy would just come and say because I'm masculine or because I know how to ta. You understand? Yes, that means that I'm hitting it well or I'm hitting it right.
So in all summation, you don't know.
It's hard for you. It's hard for you to know.
Yes,
that's the truth.
Gang, what about you? Any experiences?
Two things.
Not somebody you know. We're not personal experience.
Two things. I feel sometimes the relationship you have with the person that you're with, the woman that you're with, sometimes matters. Because sometimes you can tell. Sometimes you can tell when something is genuine,
Sometimes.
And sometimes you can tell that it's false. But in all honesty, the question I have is, during my days of when I was in the world. Like Deck, to be very honest.
When you were a lost sheep.
To be very honest, did I really care? As long as I was I was in there for some.
That's brutal, bro.
Because I will see this, I'm smashing. I'm getting some of that. If you're not enjoying yourself, me when I'm done, I'm done.
Wow.
You're the one there acting like I'm going to pretend, Auntie, do whatever you want. Me, I'm in there. You get where I'm coming from?
Wow.
That's what I was of the to an extent. Because
Yeah.
why, if you're not feeling it, you're not enjoying it.
I'm so
you're there
sorry.
faking
I'm
it.
so sorry
like,
to ask this question. Can I ask you
Yeah.
something, gang? If you say that you don't care, you know, does that mean that you can actually hit a girl who is not
moist.
Who is not moist?
Hey.
Who's not
Man,
moist?
Oh my.
See,
we went
listen,
there.
listen.
We
Can
got
you-
there.
first
We
of
don't
all,
reach there.
Can you hit
Bus
Guys,
stop,
again?
bus stop.
Oh, wait, switch up. You're actually writing it down.
Who is not moist, right?
Dek, let me break down something.
Yes.
That's a yes or no question, though, before you break it down.
Yeah, but
Yes or no?
the answer is yes. Because
Wow.
that's what lube is for and
Okay.
other lubricants.
Oh,
That's what they're
problem
for.
solved.
Wow.
Problem solved.
Okay,
See,
all
let me
right.
tell you what it is. It's consensual, first of all.
Yeah.
We've decided to do this, right? Now, what's the end goal for me when I was in the world was for pleasure. But now that I've matured and I'm now a one-woman, one-man person, I now make this conscious decision that it's not just about me. My partner needs to be
Was
pleasure.
there a time there was more than one in your life? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
when I was in the world,
Yeah, yeah. When you were in the world, was
when I was in the world, no, it was always one person at a time.
at the
I
time?
never got the offer that we'll be talking about later, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
So basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's consensual. You know, maybe sometimes the women have more experience,
Okay.
so they're expecting you to do things. They're not telling you how to access them. Do you understand? And they expect you to know. But the end goal is to derive a certain pleasure.
Yeah.
And I'm deriving the pleasure. You're there faking it as your business. At the end of the day, I'm done. When it's done, it's done.
Okay,
Jesus.
nice one. Rich uncle, I need to definitely hear from
No,
you.
but I think for me, my greatest turn on is watching a woman get pleasure. So we will.
You
we
have
will
to walk
find
through
We'll
it.
find
Exactly.
And if I have to ask,
Auntie.
Do I
tell
access
me how to access you.
Yeah, I'll borrow your notes
But
later.
no, but you guys.
No, but
you
Uni
need
Talk
to
is actually
take-
writing this is down.
You need to
It's
take
actually writing it down.
These are gems, bro. Teach me how to access you. Do you know how non-vulgar that sounds? Teach me how to access you.
Wow.
She won't even. Is it disrespecting me or what?
No, let me tell you
Sounds
something.
very British.
Okay, so let me honestly tell you how that came to be. So I used to be of the opinion that I was, I could.
man, yeah.
So my definition of
Your ta- 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 ta.
pleasuring a woman was that
Fine on all four cylinder.
as long as possible. But so I met this girl who literally was
That's before you got married.
very mature.
You need
Yes,
to clarify
before
that.
before I got married.
Yeah.
Okay.
She this girl is very, very mature. And so when
Could she
I'm so
be-
sorry,
are
this
we
is a
saying
big,
she's
this is
older
a
than
big
you?
graphic, but this I'm being totally
She's
honest.
older
right?
than you or what?
No, she's not older than
Okay,
I.
not older.
But
Okay.
quite mature. She was very intelligent and
matured.
I'm
I'm taking notes. These things.
Anyway, my point is this, yeah. So this girl, we went at it and it was going, pa, 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 and she's like, no, calm down.
Slow down.
Down.
Calm down.
Farabale.
Slow
Right?
down.
And you know the interesting part? She didn't complain at that point. It was after everything.
She had a
We had a
Nice,
conversation
nice,
about
nice,
it.
nice,
She said,
nice,
you know
I
what?
think we need to round it
Let
up
me
on that.
teach you
Nice, nice,
how
nice.
to
Now that's
access
the
it.
way
We
you
need
need
to
the
round it up on that.
conversation. If they're not willing
It's-
to tell you, how are you supposed to know?
It's really about
That's why I
communicating.
said that you can't know if they don't want you to know.
Exactly.
That's
So
the thing.
women, please stop faking it. Communicate with your partners. And if you have
Yes.
multiple partners, I can't help you.
Communicate
Let's
all of
go
them.
on to Let's go on to the next, topic. And this one is a bit interesting because it has to do with father and son relationship. There's this video on social media that's been going around, and it's a video about a father talking to his son about how he shouldn't play the role of a father in a relationship to his girlfriend.
Right.
And, different people had all sorts of things to say about it. But watching that video made me think, my dad never advised me about that. And I feel somehow, some way, based on the situation of things in today's world, I think every father should have that kind of conversation with their children. Male or female, talk to them, let them understand the rules of what relationships should be. Because in today's world, we have loads of, young men playing the roles they shouldn't be playing. This is just my opinion, but I would definitely like to hear from Rich Uncle on what he thinks about that.
Funny enough, I don't think I ever had that kind of conversation with my father, but I think the closest thing we had to that, he would always tell you that your woman is a representation of you. Whether she's your girlfriend, she's your wife, or whatever, she's a representation of you. So you can't be 100 and she's 60. Like, she has to be right there with you. If she's not 100, she's 98. And if she's not 98 and she's 10, you bring her to 98 because you chose that person.
Yeah.
And I saw it in everything he did. Like, because I remember that even when him and my mom were not together, on her birthdays, he would send her a Rolex crystal. Like, even after I died, the way she talks about him, I'm like, okay, I think this man actually cracked a code there. And I feel like if you are intimate with somebody, you are seeing each other's nakedness.
Okay.
Take care of the
So
person. If
that's
you have
coming
the
from the
if you have
traditionalist
the
point of view.
No, but if you have the means, though, why not?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
why am I? Why? Okay, so why is she with you if
You can't handle certain things.
Yeah, like if
Okay.
but if you cannot, don't.
Yeah.
They are two different things. If I have 100K and she has 100K problem, maybe she's not the girl for me. But that's just the honest. Like, take care of your girl because she's a,
Yes. Honesty is the mantra. So
she's the
yeah.
representation of you. That's just how I say it.
So, gang, what do you think? Because I
You
feel
know, I picked a couple of things from that video when
Yeah.
I watched it.
I didn't see the video though.
Some of the things I picked was also him. He was trying to tell his son, okay, like we're all fathers.
Yeah.
And I think we all have daughters, right?
yeah,
No.
Okay, you don't have a daughter. It's like
he doesn't know.
okay, so it's like he said,
Hey.
don't treat
Jesus!
Oh man.
the relationship between father and daughter should
Yeah.
be different between the relationship of husband
And wife, definitely.
So don't treat your wife, your girlfriend, your partner like you would treat your daughter.
Exactly.
Just make that there should be a distinction.
Don't
Yeah.
treat your girlfriend like you would treat your daughter or your wife.
Both, as long as she's your partner.
Okay.
That's the message I got there. Don't treat her like you would treat your daughter. There should be a difference
Oh, there
in the
definitely
things you
is.
do
Okay.
for your child
Yep.
and the things you do for your partner.
Partner,
Now,
yeah,
unfortunately, like he said, relationships these days have become, we've said it on the show before, like
Entitlement.
poverty alleviation, whereby a woman sees a man and then the man has to do
Everything.
everything for
But that
her.
happens
To
when
her,
you're dating outside of your tax bracket. Because if you're dating within
Within
your tax
your-
bracket,
yeah.
it won't be an issue.
well, but even here's the funny thing. Even if you're a multimillionaire and you're a sugar daddy to an extent, you know, and you're treating girls in a certain type of way, there's a level of respect that you have for them.
Yeah.
That you would never uplift them to a certain level because of all the things you've done for that person. The person don't
Yeah.
get mouth for conversation.
True talk,
At the end
true
of
talk,
the day.
true talk.
Then there was one thing he said as well. When the son gave him an example and said, "Dad, what if the girl I'm dating is an orphan?"
Yeah.
What did he say?
And the dad said, let me see if I get this proverb right. He said, "Don't sharpen a spear that is
Yes.
not yours,
Exactly.
because it could be
And
used."
that was
He said, "Never
that was
sharpen
the
a
takeaway
spear
from me.
that is not yours,
Yeah.
because it can be used on you."
Exactly. And
So there was also some deep things that you could take
but
away from the
I mean,
conversation.
from what he said, right? I mean, I'm sorry, but from the last thing you said, you can relate it to a lot of things that have been happening in Nigeria, especially as it affects the people who are doing the jackpot thingy.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of men who rallied round, paid for all of the things that they needed to pay for, the visa and all of that,
Yeah.
and they get to the other country and it becomes something else.
Yeah.
There was this girl that was talking about the story over the week. I saw the video. She talked about the story of a girl that left Nigeria on her husband's expense.
Okay.
And then she gets to UK and she says that she just realized that she's not into black men.
Yeah.
That she's into
I saw that.
That was a very, very
now,
controversial
when
one.
you
did she
when you
discover
look
it?
at that,
When she got to
this
the
was
UK?
yes when she got to the UK.
She didn't discover it here.
Yeah.
When
So
she
you
was
see-
with fellow black
so-
men.
so you
white
see-
man,
tasted on you.
yeah.
He actually sharpened that spear, and that spear is literally
And
stabbing him.
remember, in the video, she actually thanked
So-
her husband
For doing,
leading
do
her
you understand?
towards
See, let me
meeting her
tell you
new
something.
husband.
What you must understand is this. Like you said, and like Gang said, rather, you talked about the fact that it's important to understand who you are spending what's on.
Who are you? Who you're investing
Who
in?
you are
Exactly.
investing.
Exactly.
Look, you can't see a basket and begin to pour water in it.
Exactly. It's going to go right through.
It will sift through.
Well,
Yeah, right through.
that's
So that's
an
the
angle,
thing.
But the way
Yeah.
I see the world is, if I'm dating you, you're a potential wife.
Yeah.
How many people date? How many people date to marry?
Well, so now I realize.
Let me be
people
honest
actually
with
don't
you.
even
I
date to
did
marry
not
anymore.
date my wife because I planned to marry.
Maria.
My wife's mother died. I fell in love via that emotion.
Not planned.
I didn't plan it.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, how many people date because I want to get married? How many people? We know that people say that, okay,
It's during the course of dating you now discover that this person
I
is
now
my
discovered that this
for
person
me,
is
yes.
absolutely what I want.
Yeah.
This is in fact, this is the woman of my life right now. As I talk to you now, she's my best friend. She's everything I have. Baby, I love you, by the way. And I'm telling you, I'm not even, see, I'm saying this
Write
because
that down, write that
it's
down.
a
No, I can't.
fact.
Because
It's a
that's
fact.
his moment.
I'm telling you, see, what you must understand is this, right? A lot of the time, we talk about the fact that you are dating because nobody is dating anybody because they want. Let me give you an example. Davido and Chioma. Chioma did all, David did all of the things that he wanted to do, and he realized that this is home.
And
he
he
came
went
back
back
home.
to her. Yeah.
Nobody dates to marry. So it's important to know this.
So my understanding of everything here is exactly what you've said. It's what you've said, and it's what you've said. It's a simple thing. If you're going to be in a relationship, always remember the role you're playing.
Absolutely.
And always know why you're in
Absolutely.
that role. So it's that simple.
In fact, let me tell you something. I'm so sorry. I want to add
spend money on your
something.
girl,
One thing you must understand is this, right? There's a thin line between understanding that I have responsibility to my girl. I want to make her happy. And a girl feeling like she is entitled to something.
No,
Once a girl tells me that she's entitled
to address Femi real quick, Femi,
I'm
I agree.
not
I agree.
interested.
Yes, if you have the resources,
Take care of your
you
girl,
can
man.
take care of your girl.
Okay.
But here's the question now: there should be something distinct in terms of this is my girlfriend and this is how I treat her. And when she becomes my wife, will there be anything different?
So,
Okay,
I
all
come from
that
the
thoughts.
school of thought where
Yeah.
if I'm dating you, this is a potential life partner. If we make it long enough, we'll get married. So
You know
there's
what,
almost
guys?
nothing I can
We
do.
can go on and on about this. The four of us are going to come from 4 different angles, and guess what? We're all right. Now let's go to the next quick fire. Now this one is a bit interesting. The ladies might not like this, but I'm just going to say it. Men require at least 2 guys' nights a week to stay healthy, according to study, new
None of us
research.
healthy, none of us.
Meaning
I agree.
that
No, I agree.
the black table is very necessary.
Absolutely, I
It
agree.
is-
Twice
it
a
is
week.
therapy.
I agree.
So,
I agree totally.
But we can do twice a week.
See, I agree. Let me tell you
one
something.
night
Let me
here,
be
the
honest
other
with you.
night into the
Yes, I agree. into that zone, Abi.
Yes,
I
into
agree.
that zone.
Let me tell you
I
something.
don't
You
know
must
what they are
understand
talking
this.
about, by the way.
Well, you know the chairman of the.
Yeah,
I
together.
have
You know the chairman of the committee.
I have no idea
See,
what they're
let me-
talking about. Just
So let me tell you something, right?
Yes.
I had a conversation with my wife. I think this week or I think last week, and we talked about the fact that look. Have you noticed that every time we don't see each other for a while, when we see each other, it's as if I just met you.
Yep.
Okay.
You must have time away from your partner to keep it healthy. You must have time with your guys to rejuvenate. Now, this is not to say that I'm going back to my guys to talk about my family. No,
Yeah, but
just have
something a different space.
a guy time out. You know,
Without
it's like
strippers.
Yeah.
sorry.
Nothing. Keep going.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. You know, just stay with your guys. Have just
Then you
chat
go
about
back home
football
and
or
say,
something.
Teach me how to
Access.
access you. Now, this study was done by Dr. Robin Dunbar at Oxford University. He's a psychologist, and they put up data, different experiences, different men came together and discovered that the result is that at least 2 nights in a week. But now,
This is one of the
But
most
now-
honest things we've shared on the show.
Yes, it's quite honest, but most women wouldn't understand this. So
They don't get it.
if you go home and say, baby, I need
See,
to be
Olamide,
out twice at
Olamide,
least
let
in a week.
me share something real quick. I almost even didn't make it to the show today.
Yes,
You know,
we talked earlier.
I almost didn't make it to the
Yeah.
show today, and there've been times when I had to travel or do a couple of things, but I've moved it around because when I'm on the black table with my guys, it's therapeutic to an extent. You get me? So we cherish just our guy times. The only problem is a lot of ladies, once they just feel guys are hanging out, they feel there's some, atrocities happening
Being
in the midst of
committed.
guys. But they'll be surprised what happens when it's just guys hanging out, having a drink, gisting, bonding. So it's needed. It's needed. It could be more than 2 times a week, but it's needed.
That's a good testimony. Yes, I think I'm going to testify to. Thank you, guys. We should do a group hug after the show.
No, but the truth is the body needs exercises, right?
Yeah.
To function properly. The mind also needs exercises to also function properly. Your mental health is very important. Nigeria is one of the countries that does not take mental health seriously. there are countries that if you complain to your boss that somebody is affecting you mentally,
Yeah.
they would actually, reprimand the person or,
So you don't think we're
cause some
creating more feminine men that way?
What?
I'm just saying.
When you
I'm
say
saying.
that, you are being Nigerian in
I'm
orientation.
just putting it out
'Cause,
there
look,
because
the
that's
mental
what a lot of men
health.
fall back to now and say,
that's
"Oh,
why.
it's
You see,
affecting
this
my
is the
mental
reason.
health."
See, this is the mental. This is the issue. This is the orientation that makes men die faster than women. When you think that men are born stones or born stick, they don't have to
Emotions.
be emotional. They don't have to, be human beings, right? You must understand that we are humans as well. We have blood running through our veins, right?
Exactly.
It's important that we take out time to also rejuvenate our minds.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm not saying that you should hang out with
Because
some people that are
it's
not
like you're reading
unstable.
my mind. I was going to ask you, guys.
but
the
just
next
with
question.
like
What do you
minds.
do for fun?
What do I do for fun?
Yes.
Oh, I ride motorcycles
Fantastic.
around.
Rich
I
uncle.
tour Nigeria.
Rich uncle. You're looking at
I
me.
buy fuel into my car, start it, and just drive.
All right, guys.
But you know, until you guys said it, I never realized that. I actually have a group of friends. Whenever they're in Lagos, my wife just,
Hands off.
like,
Yeah,
whenever you
hands
come home
off.
is when you come home.
Yeah.
Because she knows that 99.99% of the time is always at home, right? So when they say, oh, if I call her now, I'm like, so-and-so is in Lagos. She's like, all right, bye.
See you in the morning.
I
Yeah.
can
agree.
come back 2 weeks later. It's
Wow.
I
okay.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. In fact, my wife most of the time, because I'm like a house rat, right? If I'm not working, I'm at home. I don't like going out, not because I can't, but I just don't like the fact that I have to get into traffic and all of those things. I prefer to buy everything I want to eat, drink, just bring it to the house. All right, and that's why I created a very comfortable space in my house. All right,
Yeah.
but the thing is this: it gets to a point. My wife will tell me, "Don't you guys have a ride? Are you not traveling?" I say, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. It's time to slow that in.
It's
And we
time
need to
book
put it
something.
in. We need to book
It's time to
something.
book something.
And she really encourages me to really have fun and have a
very
good time.
important,
Because the
actually.
truth
It's very
is,
important.
every time that
Yeah.
I go out and come back,
You're a different guy. You're
Like-
rejuvenated.
I'm excited to meet her again. So
Talking
that's
about,
it.
getting used to something different. Our last quick fire, which is a very interesting one, is from Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo. He tweeted something.
Our love pastor.
He tweeted, I don't know what we call it nowadays, but yeah, on that popular social media handle. So it goes like this. Now I understand why some ladies find peaceful and loving relationships boring. And it goes like this. So last year, I had to stay in America for 6 weeks straight because of our 10-city tour. My children were with us, so it felt like we lived in America. I was driving home to our accommodation one night, and it felt really boring. No policemen doing illegal stops, no touts, no meaningless and mysterious traffic, no potholes, no one driving on the wrong side of the road, no one crossing the highway, and it hit me. If you are used to abuse or drama, you find a peaceful and drama-free relationship boring. If you are used to trouble,
And chaos.
peace will be awkward. May God heal us from what wasn't LD. Basically, he used that situation to describe what certain relationships can be like. And that's why sometimes you find certain people stepping out of their homes, getting involved in all sorts of things. And then you ask, what exactly is the problem? And they can't really pinpoint it because everything is just
so
too
on
good.
point.
Let me.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
let me share a quick story with you. And there was a friend of mine, and this was quite awkward. She's been in so many abusive relationships that she was dating a guy that didn't used to hit her or beat her, and she thought the guy was weak.
Wow.
She was like, that this is not normal.
Wow.
Do you understand? When she was being raised, she
Yeah.
used to be beaten at home. When she was having relationships with guys, they were physically abusive. So she was just used to it. So when she started dating a guy that was very nice to her,
Yeah.
she would actually show him disrespect. And the guy
Just so
won't,
they can react.
the guy won't
Yeah.
hit her. He won't put his hands on her. And she found it awkward. So like, I just said this and did this. Aren't you going to do something about it? And the guy was
She's
like, what
been
do you want me to
abused
do?
for too
so
long.
she started
Too long,
seeing,
yeah.
the relationship ended because she felt the guy was weak, that he
Yeah.
wasn't man enough. She was used to that level of abuse.
Yeah. Okay.
So not getting it made her feel uncomfortable in that relationship.
let me-
so this thing just hit the
I
nail
agree.
on the head.
I agree
Yeah.
totally.
So some people are used to
Yes,
those
they're
kind of
used to
things.
it. Let me give you an example of something that happened. many years ago. I traveled, the first time I ever traveled to Ghana. So apparently, when you get to Ghana, I don't know if that's still the case. If you check into a hotel, the lights, everything is usually turned off.
Yeah.
The AC is turned off. Everything is turned off. So it's not the kind of hotel. I didn't go to the hotel where you use the key card and then everything comes on. No. So I entered into the hotel and I was wondering, there was no lights everywhere. I'm like, why is there no light? I thought they said Ghana has 24 hours light. Like, what's going on here? So I called the reception. And they said, sir, I said, there's no light in the room. I've tried to check, like, there's no light. He said, sorry, sir, just switch on the button. The button. Switch on the button. I just switched to, oh, there's light. He says, it's okay, sir. We know you're from Nigeria. I did not say any word to that receptionist till I left that hotel. So I had gotten so used to not having lights, so much so when I got to a country where they had light, I had to ask.
Yes.
I had to ask that.
Is this the situation?
I didn't even try to switch on the light.
Okay, let me quickly just make a quick detour before we go ahead and wrap this up and take our main topic. There was this place that myself and Mazino and Sean, who directs the show, we went for a shoot. And because we were having accommodation issues, we decided to go to the nearest accommodation nearby. Long and short was that we paid for the accommodation, only to discover there was no power there. Whoa. So we didn't sleep. It was at the beach front. We didn't sleep. We all were outside from, I don't know about Martino. We didn't see him again, but but we all were outside from.
My man still catching strays, though.
From 11 at night till the next morning, no sleep because
Wow.
it made 0 sense. But yeah, you've all said it. Or sometimes it's not good to get used to something that is
When you're
really
used
bad.
to chaos, when you are
It's,
used to chaos,
yeah.
silence.
There was, I
Silence
agree.
is
You know
chaotic
the
too.
interesting part is, I read this story. I don't know if you know about the story about this guy in Canada where a customer came into the bank, right? And, you know, of course, the person was an irate customer, right? Okay. The person was complaining and was screaming at the what's it called? The teller, right? And there was like, you know, this lady was just, you know, shaking and she was very traumatized and all of that. This guy said that the HR sent them a letter, sent all of them in the office a letter that we are sorry that your colleague was traumatized, that we know that you are traumatized. They paid a psychologist or a therapist to come to the office to talk to everybody, and they paid for damages. Now, this guy now said that he has been so battered in Nigeria that his line manager has killed his destiny with abuse, with everything, and that somebody was abused. That he was not the one that was abused, though. So his colleague was abused, and they had to get therapists for everybody in the office, paid them for it, and gave them holiday.
All right, you know what?
Wow.
Wow West.
I would have shared one more
Wow
story.
West.
Yeah, we need to take a break because our main topic is still, you know, I'm really excited. I want to hear what you guys will talk about. I beg, honesty. Everyone, honesty. So remember, you can
Reach up honesty.
You can be a part of the show by following us across all our social media handles at TVC Entertainment _ and at _black_table _on _TVC. We're also live on YouTube as I speak. You can watch us from absolutely anywhere across the world. And of course, the main topic for tonight, drum roll. If your partner offers you a 3-way,
Or more.
would you accept?
Absolutely.
Why?
Or more.
And why not? Yes, 3-way. All right. Let's take a quick break. When we return, the Black Table continues. Welcome to the Black Table, and it's been such an interesting event this evening. Of course, we've had very, very interesting quick fires that we've all talked about, and now we're here for the main thing. The main thing. And I know some of us, we need to be very careful, but we promised from the very beginning of the show that we're going to be honest and We will speak the truth,
I made,
nothing
I
but
made
the
no
truth.
such
we
promise.
So
I
help us
made,
God.
I made no
Yes.
such promise.
Now,
Did
the
not.
main topic for tonight. If your partner offers you a three-way, would you accept it? Why? And why not? I'm going
If
to
your
Gang
partner
first.
accepts,
Would you?
What was it?
If your
Your
partner-
partner offers you a three-way.
A three-way
now,
call.
for those who don't know what a three-way is, a ménage à trois,
What's a ménage à trois?
a threesome.
What's a threesome?
A threesome is when you have a.
No, let's break
Let's
it down.
define it. Let's define it. Gang, do you want to define it with your very
Because I'm the one that knows rubbish, Abi.
wisdom? You know, with your
No,
wisdom.
but come on, it's in the name. You know, most people view intercourse as something that happens between two parties.
Right.
So if your partner decides for a third party to join you guys, that's what a three-way is.
That she will bring another person.
I didn't say she. It could be he or her.
Yes. No. Okay. So guys, let's.
So
this
that's
is
what
not.
a three-way
This is not
is.
about.
A three-way is a situation
Just a
whereby
man.
three people are engaging in a sexual
Yeah.
in a sexual
I
act.
think they call it FFM for if you're looking
Okay,
for
so
two
but when
females.
three people. So
and
it happens in different
yeah.
ways. Here's the funny thing: in this day and age, it could be three males, it could be three females, or it could be two
Depending
females.
on the
Depends on how the
situationship.
permutation is.
Exactly.
Two males and a female. Two
Can
females.
we
and
narrow it down?
Let's come back to our
narrow
own
it
table.
down.
So let's narrow it
this
down to the
table.
black table.
Yeah.
You know,
So what
if your wife
says
Or your partner.
says
We start with
asked
partner.
you whether you'd be interested in a third party joining, would you say yes, and why?
And
if
why?
you won't,
And if no,
so
why
since you
not?
wanted to start with me, first of all, I know it will never, ever, 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 ever happen in my situation
Okay.
on both parties. It would never, ever happen. It would never. And the problem, do you know the biggest problem with this is how does the request even come in? Do you understand?
I can
Because
cook
people
up a
like to-
bit of
now, it's
scenarios
important
there.
thing that even if a guy is interested, if my partner was to suggest it, I would be wondering where is this coming from in the first place? Why do you even want that? As much as I might be interested, but I'll be wondering where is this coming from you that you decided to
That
engage
this is
in
the
this?
next year.
You get me?
Yeah.
Because I know if I was the one that brought the proposal, that's the
You
end.
don't
though.
die.
So
don't
that's,
Stephanie, the end.
but here's the thing. I know that even if I'm just looking at the scenario,
Yeah.
I know that if my partner did, I would never accept it.
Okay.
Because I've always been, I never invite third parties into my home. And I know what that can cause
can
at
be
the end of
outside.
the day.
Doesn't have to
Eh?
be in the home.
That's anywhere. Do you understand?
That's
Because I
inside.
know what could happen. People think that it's just the sudden pleasure of the moment. There's always a spillover. I've heard stories of people inviting third partners and that one got pregnant. I've heard situations that crazy stories are out there.
Yeah.
So it's something that I just never want to be a part of. As much as when I was of the world, I had fantasized about such scenarios because I had seen and heard certain things.
So you're
But
saying
it's-
you've never-
it's nothing
you've never
I want
had
to
a
be
three-way
part of.
before?
Here's the funny thing. My woman is enough for me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And
Rich uncle.
she ain't gotta fake it either.
No, I could have sworn that I was there talking though.
No?
I swear down, bro.
I've been influenced by him.
Obviously.
And she don't have to fake it either. So I'm good. See, you don't understand, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm satisfied.
Okay.
I have more than enough
Fantastic.
to even want to share.
Okay, Rich uncle, you're taking notes.
What would Dex say?
Okay, so Deck, the ball has been
What
passed to you. What would Deck say?
Say.
Okay, so I would be amiss if I said this hasn't gone on the table. I had this conversation because, like I said, she's my best friend, right? We have crazy conversations. right?
You're going too fast. I'm writing.
Slow down.
Just slow it down. Go ahead.
So we have had the conversation. It's just it's just it's just the thing where you just talk wild, just talk about stuff and
you
everything,
just talked.
But one thing you must also understand is that things happen. All right,
Things
people do
happen.
things,
okay.
and all of them.
Deck
Rich
once said
uncle,
things
wait
happen.
now, let me talk
Things
now.
happen.
Rich uncle, hold on, please, let me talk. What you must understand is, for me personally, right? I love my wife very much, and I'm very, very comfortable and content with her, right? And for me, like I said, it's not about sexual intercourse or all of that. It's about adventure. It's about what exactly can be or what is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not about anything crazy. Do you understand what I'm saying? For me personally, I'm I'm all about making my family happy, making my wife happy. All right. So if my wife comes to me and tells me this and talks about it,
And says it will make her happy.
I might be open to it. I
Thank
might.
Thank you for the honesty.
I might be open to it. Honestly,
Because
I
it's
might
coming
be,
from the
because it's coming
missus.
from her.
Okay.
Like you said, one of the challenge is that a lot of couples don't talk. There is that gap where you don't have conversations. You're saying that you can never do this, you can never do that. What if your wife actually comes to you and tells you, baby, you know what, I want to try this.
We need to look
What
at
would you do?
him then. Look at
Focus.
him.
What would you do?
Focus.
Listen,
Focus.
I want you to understand something because let me give you a classic scenario. This is something that
scenario
happened
coming.
to someone, right?
It's always someone.
His wife,
Someone.
Gang.
his wife,
Today, tell us something that happened.
listen, his wife came with a proposal that let's have a threesome, and the husband said yes. They arranged it on so day, so night. When the husband came home, there was another guy in the house. And then when the wife came out, he was like, "What?" So the wife was like, he now saw the wife was like, "What's going on?"
What's
He said
going
that
on?
You agreed now, so I brought the guy
The third wheel.
that I want. And the
No.
husband said, "Hell no, this is not going to happen." His expectation was he
that's
was going to
tripping.
bring another female.
Yeah.
So you understand?
Okay, so it still goes back to what he said.
So
he said no
women-
communication.
So
Because
the thing,
we
you
need
need
to
to communication.
So,
So
women,
that
also
would
have,
what
women
you-
also have their wants,
No,
needs,
I
and
get, I agree.
desires.
What you didn't understand, or
So
what
now
you
the
didn't
was
seem
like,
to
hell
understand.
no. But
No,
the
hold
other
on.
one was
So,
like,
hold on.
okay.
What you didn't understand, like
So
I
the
said,
double standard
what
is
you
there.
must also understand, it's not about. See that?
it's not
I don't like that
just
word,
one
double
person.
standard.
Why?
Yeah.
Because
And no. So listen to and understand where I'm coming from. Like I said, it is from your wife. The conversation. You need to listen more to your partner.
Yes.
You need to understand
That's the setup.
where. No. Hold on. Where this is coming from. All right.
Okay.
Like I said, nobody's saying that it can be this or it can be that.
Okay.
This is just a broad conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There are so many levels of stratas on this particular matter. All right. See, you just throw it out. Three-way call. All right. That three-way call can transcend into different things.
But most
You now
men
have
would
to.
say,
You now have to narrow it
let's hear
down.
him, but
You
I
now-
need to hear Rich
you now
Uncle
you now
about
have to narrow it down to what
exactly
your desires
because
are.
there's a communication about
Because
it.
there's a communication.
Okay, Rich Uncle,
That's
please.
it.
What do you think? If you ever had the, offer, would you accept?
Let me start from the very top. So when you sent me the topic, I didn't even read it. I just posted it on my stories.
Okay.
And then maybe like 10 minutes later, different DMs, I'm like, what's going on here? And I went back and I read it. I'm like, oh no. So I pulled it down. But I'm like, am I a coward? So I put it back up. And almost everybody on my Instagram asked me, so would you do it? I'm like, what's going on here? And what I discovered today, between when you sent it to me and now, is that a lot of married people don't communicate.
Yeah.
That one, first of all, I discovered it today. Now, to answer the question, if my partner asks me, do I want a three-way? This is me being honest. I like it. I like it. So, first off, I know it's a setup.
Yeah.
That,
Okay, there's that.
there's that.
But what if it's not a setup?
So here's the thing. I was raised to beg to apologize instead of asking for permission. It's easier. It's easier to apologize than to ask for permission. So I will go. I'll say, show me the gear. Because I'm assuming it's a gear. Right? So if tomorrow you now say, no, you bring down.
I accepted. I was trying to help.
Because here's the thing. I can imagine
Rich Uncle, in other words, you will do it.
Bro.
That's it.
Because you can imagine me in my casket when I'm dying. I don't take that treat so sharp.
He will go pay you.
He go
Okay,
pay
you know what? Research and data says
Imagine.
out of
Rich
10,
Uncle, imagine. I'm so sorry.
modern day
Imagine,
relationship.
say, you go go remember.
I
Imagine that your wife.
to do.
Imagine that your wife now tells you 30 years down the line that, baby, do you know I was actually serious?
Jesus! At that time, Jet, if you know the work, you don't be living like.
He gonna pay you. He gonna pay you.
You know what?
He gonna pay you.
It's very interesting that we're talking about this because in modern research and data provides that out of 10 relationships, about 3-4 marriages have had this conversation.
Yeah,
We've
absolutely.
had the conversation.
No, but that means
some
people are
have
communicating, though.
even
That's
tried
good.
it.
No, but that's good. That
And
means people are communicating.
it's real. It's happening. So us frowning and acting like it's not happening. It's happening. It's happening in Nigeria. And some people have been there. They've tried it. They've done it. They've looked away. Some it's gone bad. So we also really need to look at
That's
the
the thing.
negative
They-
aspect
see,
because it's
they're-
not just all fun.
That's why I said that there is
answer. You
That's
as
why I
the
said
host.
no,
Yeah,
hold
answer.
on.
Yeah.
You answer. Olamide, you must answer. But what you must also understand is this, right? Like I said, there
need to
is
take
a
a break now.
breakdown. There is a no, Olamide, there's a breakdown of a lot of things that can happen,
Yes.
whether or
Bro,
not
not
you
you do it.
Certain rules. I
So
heard
some
there's
people,
a-
like you said,
there are certain rules.
The first of it can be that you don't even go past the conversation. Who
yeah.
brought it?
True,
Why
yeah.
you bringing the idea? Has already scattered everything.
Exactly.
Some people you go past the conversation, you have a
Yeah.
conversation like two mature people,
Yeah.
and then you even get to the point where you bring the third party in, and the
the
woman
person
is
is
like,
like,
why are you
no,
looking at her like you're so
rah-rah,
thirsty? That it has
rah-rah,
scattered from that part.
don't want.
Or you even go as deep as you have even started, and you're like, why are you hitting it? You are not hitting it the way I hit
The
it.
way you normally hit one, I
Different.
don't.
See,
Exactly,
there are different things that
exactly.
come.
There's
But
a
if
funny
you
one. There's a funny one I heard.
go ahead.
There's a
We
funny
have
one
to
I
hear
heard. The wife brought the girl, but then got upset because the husband was
So
chopping the girl more than
Yes,
chopping
I heard about it, and that was the problem.
And then he ended up relieving himself in the girl. So that was another story.
I don't know if that's a cardinal sin, but I'm guessing it is.
Show us. I need to hear Olamide.
So, Olamide,
What's your take?
We're not going for a break.
This is a gang up.
Forget it, we're not going for a break. So
What's my
just,
take on what?
What is
And
your
they
take
offered it
on
to you now,
on
see
the
this
topic
guy.
you are?
Now
Oh,
it's
the
your
topic.
wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think every man should.
we don't, no.
No, you.
What do I think? If
Yes.
my wife offers me that,
Yes. Baba say
Focus, camera, please.
zoom in.
Take
I
your
will
time.
have to think about it.
No,
Okay,
you
fine.
didn't have to
You
think
guys-
about
We
it.
didn't have to think about it.
You have to talk about it.
Okay, we have to take a break right
No,
now.
we're not
wait.
going on a break.
Let's go
Bro,
on a quick
We
break.
are not
Would that
going
be-
on
When
a
we
break.
return, I will give the answer to the question.
We did
It's still the black table. And we'll see you guys right after this, where we'll take your feedback on today's show. All right, welcome back to the black table. While we're off air, I answered the guys. I gave them my honest take on it.
You owe it to the audience.
You know, you
Yeah.
owe it to them.
You owe it to the
I
audience.
owe to the audience.
Yes, bro.
Okay, so the most important thing about sexual orientation.
What you said didn't start with
and-
this statement.
Wait now, I'm telling the audience. what-
We don't have time. We don't have time.
We don't have time.
Your wife offers you 3 weeks. Answer us.
Honestly speaking, I'll say it's a setup.
Why are you decking right now?
So,
Why
bro,
am I decking?
Why are you decking right now? Decking. Why are you decking right now?
Bro,
Okay, you know what? My own opinion is this. I don't think 3 ways are for.
we don't need your
Why are you talking
doing
plenty?
it or
Show
not?
my
Am I
shit
doing it
or not?
if it's brought to me?
Yes.
I'll do it.
Hey,
I'll do it.
simple.
Because in all honesty, I think out of 10 men, 9.5 have
9.999.
fantasized about it, and they've always wanted to try it.
Babe.
It's unfortunate, but it's the truth.
just what it is.
Now, talking about the truth, we've got a lot of
Truths,
truths
obviously.
from different people who watched the show this evening, and
This
I'll
will
be
be
starting
this
with
will be interesting.
Missy P. Cup, and it goes like this: most men don't take time to study a woman in bed. The latter aren't really the most vocal about this kind of things, meaning that women don't really talk about it. They
yeah.
just let it flow. Next one is at Shege. Deck is an intentional man. He has sweet words for days. Thanks for giving us that quote, which is, how can I
Access you.
How can I access you?
All right, the next one is from at Barbie Man. Wow, what a
Bobby
name.
man.
It's a brotherhood.
The man is spitting facts. Care for her, love her, don't become a father in the process. That's from the
It's the
story
guy,
of
yeah.
the video of the man and his son. At Raylay, says that I bet most women will disagree with this guy's hanging laughs. I don't know what that means.
Hanging out. Most
Oh,
of
this
them-
guy's hanging out.
Most guys hanging out.
Yeah.
Yes. Most women wouldn't want that. At Shah Jaye says it's twice a week for hanging out, not exhausting for you men, just asking. No, it's not us. He's health expert from Oxford. He's Doctor. I can't remember his name. He's the one that said it. So please let us hang out twice in a week. At Coley says some ladies just thrive in toxicity. Oh, okay. I think that has to do
with the story of abusive
story
the
from,
abuse,
Pastor. And then we have at Gogo. I think this is Gogo. Nigerian people need therapy. Sefini. That's not okay. S-E, not C. Okay, S-E, Sefini. Nigeria, they say we need therapy. Yeah, we definitely do. We have Ateido. Be wary of your wife immediately agreeing to a threesome. That gender, oh my goodness.
Set
So you
up.
have to be careful, Lou.
Set
You're
up.
not gonna say,
Set up.
Before you know it, they are tossing you out of the house. But more and more women, I don't know, are experimenting nowadays, but it's still a bit dicey and dangerous. We have at Gemini_boy. A three-way will always lead to a catastrophe, especially in marriages. Don't try it though. May the Lord be with you all.
Amen. That boy is speaking from experience, though.
Yes.
I think also, most women, I can't speak for them, but I think most women would rather give you a hall pass to say, go and do what you instead of adding themselves to the equation.
Okay. And then we have,
we have
another one here. At Fidia. That's the final feedback we have here. At Fidia, a three-way may be sweet, but do it at your own peril, then winks. Okay, interesting. We've gotten all this interesting feedback from the viewers.
Which is nice and good.
Yes, which is nice and good. And everyone has tried to be as honest as possible.
To an extent.
To an extent. Some of us are scientists, so we have to do proper research. And before we give response. But yeah, it's been quite an interesting show. But before we go, I have to give a big shout out to the man who makes me look really good. No Limit Stitches. Thank you very much. I'm looking all green today, looking all fresh and looking like ice cream with mint. Thank you very much. And before we go, of course, traditionally there's something we do on the show every end of the show, and that is the quick fire. Just the tip. Just the tip. And Okoluwafemi is going to be taking that
Before I take
for
the
us
tip,
this evening. Yes.
let's ask the woman on the house. Madam, so if your husband requested for a three, what would the answer be?
Okay, for those who don't know, there's Zeta, one of the producers of the show.
A female producer of a man show.
She's over
She said, what did she say? Please help me.
I'm sorry, I cannot help you.
She said, let's go, let's do it.
Carry go.
Let's do it.
So,
Okay.
I'm going to deck up, actually.
Wow.
And that's my new
That's
word.
a
I'm going
new
to deck
thing,
up.
deck up,
Yes, I'm going
yeah.
to deck up. Man, it's important to ask. Teach me how to
Access you.
Access.
You guys, you people are not
Oh,
following.
sorry, let's do that one more time.
Teach me how to.
Access you.
And you know why I like it? It's very non-invasive. Like, you could, if she...
It's not vulgar.
It's not vulgar. Like,
Very
and then-
subtle.
And very subtle. And guess
Respectful.
And respectful. Yeah,
what?
that's
And
it.
you know the most important thing about it? It actually shows that you are willing to learn. And there's nothing better in this world than someone who is teachable.
Exactly.
There's nothing better.
And you know the interesting thing is that
it
a
changes
woman,
everything.
once you do that,
It changes everything.
it just makes the woman feel like you're respectful
yeah.
and you are willing to, to
Is
learn.
that our
That's it.
Justin?
That's the tip. Like,
That's the tip. That is there any tipper
We need
than
to
that?
call it something else.
That's the
but
tip of the
that's-
tip.
that-
Well, you know what?
that's
Because,
the deepest.
because that sounded more like a chorus.
It's a
He has to give
chorus
us a
tip.
tip.
No, I'm not. No, one tip is enough for you. I want to take
That's
two
the
tips.
deepest.
2 tips.
No,
What kind of
That's
tip
it.
is this? That was 1 tip and another tip. That one should stay there.
Once you put 2 tips, that's a shot.
Yes, now.
Yeah, that's a shot.
Until it was discussed. I think people don't really understand how serious that thing is.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can just be machine gun killing.
And you think
Yeah,
you're
but you're not
doing
doing
I think you're doing something and the other person just wants lighter.
Yeah.
And you
I think so. What Femi is saying, since you are asking for the 3
Clarity, yes. Clarity, please. Clarity.
No, it's communication.
communication is key.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
Communicate.
All right,
Men,
guys.
and as men, let's be teachable. You don't know it
Let's
all.
be
I agree
teachable.
totally.
We don't know it
You
all,
don't know
and
it
we
all.
would like to learn So please teach us.
Yep.
Thank you guys very much. It's been such an interesting.
Thanks for having us
edition of
again.
the show.
Now let me go back to
Thank
my
you.
DMs and having to face all these
Thank you
judgmental
very
people.
much,
You
gang.
will do 3 songs.
It's been such an amazing show. We'll be back same time, same station. And before we go, the darker the night, the brighter the stars. It's still the Black Table. We'll catch you next week.
Good morning.